welcome to another video by King Draco. We're gonna be reacting to Austin Dunham, dating tips for men who just hit 30, honest truth. So let's get right into it.
30 years old, a whole new decade. Felt like it took forever to get here. But the truth is my 20s were absolutely amazing. No complaints. In fact, if I could go back to when I was 21, 20 years old and tell myself any piece of advice, the only piece of advice I would tell myself is to essentially keep going, stick to the path. Now, within this video, I do want to talk about the brutal truths about dating in your 30s because frankly, you've heard the term hitting the wall and how that relates more towards women in the dating market, especially once they hit a certain age. But I think for men in their 30s, obviously it is a little bit different. And I'm giving this perspective as a coach who clearly works with guys in their mid 30s, late 30s, early 30s, sometimes 40s and even 50s.
And real quick, just to talk about that wall for women, to give it a quick explanation. What he's speaking about is women get to the age of 30. Typically, women are at a sweet spot around their 20s till their 30s to have children. Their best beauty is around that age as well. And their most desirable moments is going to be in that mode from 20 to the age of 30 years old. That's not to say that women who are around the age of 30 can't have kids or won't still look, very glamorous and beautiful. But, you get the most. Your golden age years will be in that time period from your 20s to your 30s.
50s, right? And so the very first thing I'll say is that from your 20s to your 30s, obviously a bit is going to change there. And what I've seen, what changes the most is more so a guy's dating strategy in their 30s. And I think that's due to the societal pressure and maybe within themselves of wanting or maybe starting a family. Because I think in life we have different phases and pivotal times in which things change, just like with women. The woman who is 20, 21 years old, she just wants to party, have fun. Same with us guys, usually. However, going from about 24 years old as a man who is single in the dating market to a guy who is in his early 30s, for the most part, based on what I've seen, guys usually want a serious relationship. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And the reason is because I do believe men also have a biological clock, just not in the same way that women have it. For example, if we're talking about purely biological clock from our sperm quality and our ability to have children without any complications very smoothly, I think the best ideal range for that is actually between 30 to max about 38. So it is a window, but at the same time, in the back of your head, at least instinctively, you know that if you want to have healthy children, like this is the best period in time window to do it. I'll take an example with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate in his mid 30s, and a lot of people didn't know that he had kids. And he only recently, I think in the past year, revealed he had kids. And I think for him, his goal is to have kids with multiple women. The point is he had kids specifically in his early to mid 30s.
I want to hit on that real quick. I know it's this popular thing that, or at least, in the time of me being deep and indwelled in the red pill space, is having multiple women, having children with multiple women. Let me tell you now, it's not as sweet as you think in your mind that shit is going to be. It's really not as sweet. You just look around you in any poor community. You look at guys who have multiple baby mamas. Hell, you can look at people who live in rich communities and they got multiple baby mamas. It's not sweet. Women switch up on you. They'll keep your kids from you. You'll have complications on who's fathering the other kids now that you're not with that woman, or maybe you're with her. It's just so many complications. Or you say, oh, I want to be polygamous and have multiple women and all this good stuff. It sounds good. People will quote Bible scripture. People don't understand that if you look at all those men who had multiple wives in the Bible, they all had turmoil from it. King Solomon, King David, all these guys, they had turmoil from having multiple wives. It even talks about it in the Bible, how there is turmoil from having multiple wives, right? So I want you to keep these things in mind when you guys are really in that phase of, man, I want to have multiple women and keep women around me. It really causes a lot of hassle for you. And I truly believe that you only need one woman. And as the Bible preaches, the Bible says it, a man will, leave his mother and father and grasp onto one woman, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6. It's not needed. It's not needed at all. You want the best fit. You want to upbring a community, and you want your children to be able to positively impact the world, right? So one woman will take you a long way. One woman will take you far enough.
And I think I'm gonna do the same with myself, right? My dating strategy has shifted personally. I have been seeing a woman for quite a long time, and now I'm at the point in which I have to start making those decisions. Like, when do I want to have kids? When is the right time? And I don't necessarily feel pressure from society, but if you're with a woman, especially if you're with a woman who's in between the ages of, say, like 25 to 29, you almost have to negotiate your timeline in the sake of their timeline. And it makes sense, right? A woman, like, when she's 32, 33, 34, every year after 30, it's going to be harder and harder for her to have kids. And so it's like, if you are with a younger woman or even a woman the same age as you, you really have to start making those decisions and understanding what you really want out of life. Do you want to just be a true red pill player guy, casually dating, rotations all around the world, free agent lifestyle, shout out coach? Or, like, do you want to build some sort of family structure or family dynamic, but just in the way that also protects yourself? And I think that's where I've realized and what I've wanted, and that is I've always wanted kids. I've always wanted some sort of family dynamic, but in the past 5-6 years, the only thing that has turned me off is the idea of marriage. Outside of that, I'm pretty open for everything, assuming that I met the right woman. And lucky for me, through, my dating strategy and all.
And, I want to be sympathetic to him having this turn off for marriage. I've been there. Absolutely. I'm married now. I'm also 28. I've been there where you really don't know if you could ever trust women because you based off their nature and all that good stuff. But life is bigger than, I guess, how you feel and what you may think is going to happen. It's a lot more bigger than that. You have to think about, because the reason why we get married is to have offspring and, have the offspring be the best of the best that they can be, and positively affect community and positively affect the world, right? It's bigger than you. It's bigger than just you and your wife, how you're going to upbring your children, what type of home they're going to be in, what schools they're going to go to, who's going to teach them right from wrong, the morals, the religion that they follow, right? Having a family dynamic and a marriage keeps that in part together. You think twice about just splitting apart when there's a contract in writing that you guys must be together. You think twice about departing from one another when you have family and friends and cousins. Everybody's there to see you guys take an oath and say, I do under God, right? So you think twice about these things. Marriage really is a beautiful thing at the end of the day. I know in the red pill space, a lot of people were doing a lot of preaching against it. And if they were going to do it, have your own type of contract, which is fine as well. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. But it just goes to say, I wouldn't go around having kids willy-nilly without marriage. You're just asking for it because it's so easy for people to depart and you just be another baby daddy and you will have another baby mama and maybe have another baby mama around along the way. It's a lot of turmoil. It's a lot of headache. I don't see it ever working out for people who have multiple women in the long run. Do we have rarities? Absolutely, that happen. But there's a reason why this isn't a common thing.
Other things I teach with the Romeo effect, I've learned and understood what that right woman is, and she's been in my life for nearly 5 years now. Now, if we talk about pure peak sexual market value, I do believe for men is going to be at a peak, meaning the best combination of like our looks, our money, our career, our respect, our confidence, our wisdom is going to be between like 35 to 38. I think that is like the sweet spot as a man in life overall. And going back to the point of hitting the wall, guys, in fact, do hit the wall. It's just later. So for women, it's 29, 30. For guys, it's about 38, 39. But at the end of the day, we all going to hit a wall. Father time is undefeated. Even looking at pictures of myself 5 years ago, I look a little different. Like I looked slightly younger back then. I had more of a youthful charm to me now versus I look more serious and more mature, but there's nothing wrong with that. Now I would say too, the amazing part about dating in your 30s is that you still have access, if you are single, to women in their early to mid 20s without any sort of friction, meaning that your age still isn't a problem. That's why I feel like, and especially working with guys in their 30s, it is the absolute best time to actually capitalize on the dating market in itself. For one, your competition is a lot lower. You guys think that these guys are out here, looking their best and having six packs and in shape and making money? Absolutely not, bro.
Yeah, absolutely not. A lot of guys around that age, they let themselves go. They let themselves go. They got the overlap good. They don't work out as much as they used to. They probably just go home, watch the game, drink beers, go to work the next day. That's all they do consistently. They say it's harder to get six-pack abs than it is to make $1 million. So guys who are really taking care of themselves to go in and out and be a 10 out of 10 male, going to the gym every day, making sure they're on their P's and Q's, becoming their best selves, learning skills, developing themselves every single day. And whether that's spiritually, mentally, physically, every aspect, you know, you're going to stand out above the rest very easily.
Like those guys in their 30s who are single today is usually because of the bad decisions they made in their 20s. Of course, there could be exceptions. I'm not saying every guy's like that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that in your 20s, your dating market is more difficult because you have more competition. And then also you have nothing to show for yourself. But when you're in your early to mid 30s, you're single on the market, maybe you just got out of a divorce, maybe you just got out of a long-term relationship, you're going to notice that the game is actually easier. It's easier to meet younger women, assuming that you know, your presentation is right, that you're putting yourself out there on the right platforms, assuming that you are marketing yourself as a high value individual, it's going to be easier. Your age is not going to be brought up and going to be an issue. If you're 34 years old, you know, that 26-year-old, that 27-year-old, they are seeking after you. Is that 26, 27-year-old, 24-year-old woman seeking after that 22-year-old guy? Absolutely not. It's just not the case, right? And so you guys got to understand, especially with online dating, your competition is not there. And if you don't believe me, check out some of these videos of women swiping on men who are in their late 20s and see how the guys in their 30s are presenting themselves. That's why guys who work with me inside the Romeo effect, especially if they're in their 30s, they have an unfair advantage in the dating game. Absolutely unfair. I believe my best testimonials and my best transformations are guys in their 30s and 40s. And that's because, for one, they have the resources to actually make a transformation. But two, like I said, there's no competition online whatsoever. In fact, I'll show you some before and after examples right now of guys who have worked with me, and we totally revamped their image. We positioned them in the right way. We improved their texting skills. We actually got them going out on more dates, improved their texting skills. We actually got them going out on, we positioned them, and we totally revamped their image.
That last one is crazy. Let's look at brother right here, right? Look at brother right here, man. Like, look at him. Got the glasses, look a little geeky. And I ain't not really knocking his look. You know what I'm saying? This is really good to go to work with, you know? This will get you hired. This is the picture you want for LinkedIn, right? This guy right here looks like a totally different person. This guy looks like an actor. He let the beard grow out. He looks a little charming, stunning. This guy looks like the CEO of a company. He looks like a cybersecurity analyst that's been doing it for 10 years. He looks like the vice president out on vacation. He owns the company now. Just by, you know, developing on himself. Look, arms poking out, wearing a shirt that's tapered to his body. The pants, love the color, love the color. Now, they're a little too fitted for me, but it looks good on them. You know, it looks good on them. Got the accessories, the watch, the chain. Man, this is a beautiful. I love this photo too. I take photos as well. I love everything about this. I love this revamp right here. This is amazing. Like, Austin Dunham's doing a really good job revamping the guys, I'll say, in this area to be exact. So really love the revamp here.
Position them in the right way. We improved their texting skills. We actually got them going out on more dates so that they can, you know, find that one. And maybe they want to get remarried again. Maybe they just want a girlfriend, whatever the case may be. They work with us to get a transformation. So if you are a guy in your 30s, maybe even your 40s, and you actually want to learn how to position yourself so that you attract higher quality women in your dating pipeline, so that you can stop spinning your wheels on dating apps and approaching, and, you know, you have no time for anything else. This is why the Romeo Effect will put your dating life on autopilot. I'll show you exactly how this full process works. Click the link down below in the description. I would absolutely love to work with you.
Work today is broken. Every day, people juggle so many different tools.
Now, one thing you do have to keep in mind if you are in your 30s dating is that women in their late 20s, let's say 28, 29, 30, will absolutely try to lock you down because their dating strategy is changing, and thus it might be easier for you, but it comes at a cost. And that cost is you immediately getting positioned within that boyfriend or husband box, which isn't a horrible thing if that's what you want to do. Just know that it comes with a little bit of punishment. And that punishment is delayed intimacy. That punishment is not getting the real and true version of that woman, you know? And so that's why if you absolutely want to date women 28 to 30, by all means, go for it. Just do have the expectation that they're likely in the mode of like locking you down as soon as possible. Versus when you deal with younger women in their mid-20s, not too young though, I'm talking about like 23, 24, 25, 26, even 27 in some cases, you'll notice that things are a lot more genuine and a lot more natural because there's no like ulterior motive outside of the fact that she just likes you. Versus when you're dealing with women who have a strategy or a game plan, in the back of your head, it's always like, okay, things seem a little bit rushed. You know, the way you're acting now definitely wasn't the way you acted when you were 22, 23 years old, right? So that's just one thing you just got to keep in mind whenever you are out in the dating market as a guy in your 30s. Now, we all know looks maxing is an absolutely huge trend, especially for guys in their early 20s. And I think that's for a reason. And what I've noticed is that as you approach your 30s, mid 30s, looks still matter, but not in the way that it mattered when you were like 22, 23, 24. And the reason is because once you hit a certain age, it's more about what you can do, what you can provide. Keep in mind, we still want to attract with genuine desire. So that's why looks still matter. But like after the looks threshold, there's no forgiving in terms of your career or what you got going for yourself. When you were 22, 23, you can be just a handsome hot guy living with your parents and don't have a car. And like, you'll be okay. But in your 30s, like not only do you have to be decently attractive, but you also have to like showcase your lifestyle in an attractive way, but also you have to have some shit going for yourself. Like this is a point in time in which, you know, you can't be living with your parents unless you're like in med school or something. But essentially, this is where women are seeking for the men who are at the finish line. They're not going to run the race with you in your 30s. It's like, you better come already pre-built and, you know, already have some sort of value attached, and looks alone is just not going to be enough. Now, if you're watching this video, obviously you probably have your own car, your own house in your 30s and whatnot. But if you don't, that's something that you absolutely need to make a huge priority towards. And then advice for my young guys watching this, because we're all going to be 30 one day, even if you're 21 right now, right? Advice for you young guys is that you need to be proactive so that by the time you reach your early 30s or maybe 30 years old, it's basically you being in your 20s for more money and more access and a better lifestyle, because you've done the proactive things in terms of your health, even your skincare, your confidence, your mentality towards certain things has now compounded for so long that by the time you reach your 30s, it's like you're already separating yourself from the average individual. So that's what I feel like right now, and that's how it will continue to be.
I think that's going to be the gist of the video, right? So, you know, give my perspective. I agree with most of what he said, you know what I mean? Now, I do know Austin Dunham did, you know, well, I was deep in the red pill content at a point in time in my life. You know what I don't agree with is just going around sleeping with a whole bunch of women. It really just brings no fruition to anything, honestly. It wastes a lot of time. It wastes their time. It wastes their future. And it wastes your future as well. I believe there's a better way of doing things, and that's absolutely just staying focused and being on your purpose until, you know, the right woman comes along in your life and she can follow behind you while you're on your journey and on your purpose. I believe that's the best way to go about it. Another thing too is, you know, I really took from the videos like improving yourself, being better in each and every single way. And guys, if you're in your 20s, you young, definitely take care of that. Go to the gym, make sure you're developing a skill. That way, when you get to 30, you ain't got to worry about too much. You know, you're already on track. You know, you can already say you got 10 years of experience. You know, get on something and focus on it daily, right? Because there's so much potential and so much time that you can really develop yourself and, you know, gaining a lot of income, gaining a lot of insight, gaining a lot of experience, and, you know, developing yourself in every way. Definitely, you know, take heed and just improving in each and every way that you can. I'll say that. But that's the gist of this video. What you guys think, leave down in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Appreciate you tuning in. Much love. Peace. We go.